Gonna dig this.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bro, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
That JB. Who you know got a better theme song than me? Nobody. Like Keith Sweat. Nobody. You know, hey man, appreciate you guys for coming back and hanging with me. If you have not seen the interview I did with Coach John Hendrick, man, that's a good dude, bro. That is a good dude for real. Put your fingers in the air, lighters, whatever you want to do. It's a good dude. All right, now listen. We gonna go straight to it. All right, I gotta bring this up. Let me see. Share. Let me see. Let me see it. Tell me what you guys think about this. Tell me what you. It says shooters shoot. Coach Prime, get on the phone. Coach Prime says, I'll blow it up even bigger for y'all. Take this banner down. Big 12 Conference. I would love to have a conversation with you. Coach Prime's pitch. Jackson State, FAM, Grambling, Southern. You take all the heavy hitters. Now, I would probably put Alcorn in there. That's just me. But you take the heavy hitters. You know what I'm saying? Now, how is this not a good thing? Okay, first of all, can we all say that the Big 12 right now without Texas and Oklahoma is how do you say irrelevant? Okay, like without Texas and Oklahoma, the Big 12 is how do you say irrelevant? All right, they don't. That's it. This you get the right. Listen, you get the right recruiting class in the Big 12. You can do some damage. Like, let's be real. Now, the only issue, and it's always gonna come back to finances, is your facilities. Listen. The Big 12 is gonna have to fund. Camera is blurry, and I have an iPhone 12s. I think that's probably on me. My bad. Anyway, so the Big 12 would have to invest in these schools to get their financing up. All right, Scotty, how do I get you that Southern shirt again? All right, listen, go to my About page on my YouTube channel, and you'll see the address where you can ship the stuff to me. All right. That's where you go. All right. Go to my About page, look down. It'll say slut me out with merch, and it will say my address. All right, cool. The Big 12 is dead, Scotty. Kansas, Iowa State talks with the Big 10. TCU already talking about with the Pac-12. Listen, if it is dead, it can be resurrected with the right recruit. Listen, you got to understand what the Big 12 is actually looking forward to if they got these HBCU is the fan base. The fandom behind this is going to be immense. You know what I'm saying? But once again, the Big 12 would have to invest in these schools' facilities. The Big 12 would have to invest in the long term. So if Jackson State, Graham, FAM, and Southern came to the Big 12, now you're talking about immediate I won't say impact, but I'll say something around. I'll say something towards like of entertainment, excitement. Now, like that's what you're going to bring to the Big 12, because the Big 12, like once again, without Texas, Oklahoma is irrelevant, right? So my thing is this: you know what you bring in with JSU, you bring in the crazy fan base. FAMU, you bring in all of Florida with you. Grambling, you bring in the program, and Southern, you bring in the program. The fan base would actually go away. What sense does that make? Why would your fan base go away when you're in a bigger conference, in a bigger market? That makes no sense. The only problem that it would be is this the traveling. That's you wouldn't be used to going to Iowa and let me see. Half of this stuff is down the street other than West Virginia. Iowa State and West Virginia would be the hardest traveling games. Other than that, you're straight. You're straight. This makes no sense. How would your power base? I don't know the title. I don't know what I think it is. That doesn't make any sense. How would your fan base not grow? That doesn't make any sense. You're talking about exposure to teams that probably West Virginia. I know for a fact nobody in West Virginia knows what the SWAC is. So you're telling me if Jackson State goes to West Virginia, that's not exposure? And now you're in a legit. People are going to say you're in a legit conference now. You're in a Power 5 conference now. So people aren't going to look at you just any old way. What? This is foolishness. Scotty, listen, Deion says gotta have a conversation with Carolyn Myers and her trying to change sacred tradition. Ask her about the uncomfortable homecoming meeting with the we live. He live, all right. That sound like some hot water. You know what I'm saying? That is my thing. Like, I don't get this HBU stuff. I'm sorry, I don't, because you're so quick to say, oh, we got the Celebration Bowl. Oh, we got this. Oh, you're supposed to. And I tell you that nobody above the Mason-Dixon line knows what the SWAC is. You think I'd be lying? I'm telling the truth. It's reality. And this is a hypothetical. We're just speaking hypothetically. All right, if it happened, but how can it not be beneficial to more exposure to HBCU programs? I don't understand. You praise and worship Deion for all the stuff he's doing, and if he just so happened to make this move, to me, that would take the praise and fandom even more higher. Come on, man. Hey, Mr. Ford, what's up? You live. Now, listen, don't talk about no Tennessee State. We're not talking about Tennessee State. We're not talking about Donald Ellery, and we're not talking about Dooley. The question of the night is, should the 4 teams go to the Big 12? Oh, he hung up. All right. So I don't get it, man. I don't get it. You're not going to the SEC. Listen, you want to be competitive. You don't want to get mollywopped. You step into the SEC, you would never see a win again unless you went back down and probably played a Division II school. Hey, what's up, Mr. Ford? You live?
Hey, how's it going, Scott? Man, I'm feeling good. I love that interview with John Hendricks.
Thank you.
I'm a John Hendricks fan. I go way back with him, man. I remember when John Hendricks played. John is just a few years behind Tony Dorsett. He didn't tell you this, but the guy who started that Pittsburgh program to winning was a guy by the name of Johnny Majors. I used to follow behind Johnny Majors. Johnny left, and then it was Jackie Sherrill. And the guy he mentioned to you is the guy who destroyed Pittsburgh's program. His name was Fogg Fazio. He was a disaster. He was a good defense coordinator, but he was a disaster as a head coach. Now, let me just say this to you. Them schools you got up there, Baylor, Iowa State, Kansas, those are rich white schools. Them schools you got up there like Jackson State, Florida A&M, and Grambling, those are poor black schools. In this country, rich people don't hang with poor people. Y'all can forget this stuff about Grambling and Jackson State and Florida A&M going to the Big 12. It don't work like that. That's not reality. Okay? I'm telling you. You got them rich schools up there from the Power 5, and then you got these poor black schools, and you think they're going to let some poor black people, black schools into their conference. You can forget it. You can forget it. But let me just say this. To those of you who are from Prairie View, you just saw your defensive coordinator. That guy, John Hendricks, is the defensive coordinator you need to put you in the SWAC championship and to get you to that Celebration Bowl. That man is too good to be at some damn Hines Community College. I've been watching John for years. Okay, I wish we could get John back in the SWAC. I would love to see John at Prairie View as a defensive coordinator. Coach Dooley, if you hear me, this is the guy that's going to get you over, baby. This is the guy. But let me go back to what I'm saying. Deion might go to the Big 12. Jackson State ain't going to no Big 12. And to be honest with you, let me just say this about the Big 12. I wish they would stop bitching about Texas and Oklahoma leaving. All they got to do in the Big 12 is go and get the University of Houston, get the University of Cincinnati, and pick up them I-4 schools in Florida. That's Central Florida and South Florida. That will solve all their problems. Listen, man, you got me feeling good. You brought John Hendricks in, and thank you so much. And keep it up, man.
Hey,
have a good night.
Appreciate you, Mr. Ford.
All right.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Calling you live.
Scotty, it's me, Deion from DC. What's up? Maniac, man.
Scotty. What's up? Talk to me.
I'm telling you, man, the SWAC is lazy. They ain't trying to move up in that area. They lazy. They real comfortable. They ready to beat up on each other. You don't open up another Pandora box. They're going to be raising hell on you again. Watch. They ain't trying to go, Scotty. They ain't trying to go. That's why the Aggie faggies always beat up on that SWAC. They always. I don't like them. But, Scotty, you telling the truth. They ain't trying to go up in there. They ain't trying. I'm telling you, Scott, they ain't going to make no move. They not going to make no move. They lazy. They comfortable beating up on each other, like you said. You take care of yourself, man. I'll be coming down there in September.
Say less. I'll see you down there.
All right, now.
All right. Also, why I got everybody on here? I'm having a giveaway. I got 5 tickets to the the Orange Blossom. I was about to say the Florida Classic. Y'all was about to murder me. For real. I got 5 tickets to the Orange Blossom Classic that I will be giving away. All right. So if you got some family and friends that don't have no tickets, tell them to make sure they're subscribed and tuned in, because I will be doing a giveaway. All right, for the 5 tickets that I have for the Orange Blossom Classic. See, it's not about me. It's about y'all. All right, I told y'all. I'm about the people for the people. All right. Now listen, back to the question at hand. Should these 4 schools go to the Big 12? Me, I'm all for it. Nobody's giving away. Nobody's giving away a ticket cut. All right. Nobody's giving away your ticket, my guy. All right. Listen. I feel as though this is a smooth move. It's a smooth move. The Big 12 is not invincible. The Big 12 is not. It's not this sit on a high top place and you could never win. Like, you have a legit shot with the right talent. You could do some damage in the Big 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really could. You could listen, bro. Come on. And I know Blue Bloods probably won't back me up on this, but you can at least get one over Kansas. You can get one game on at least on Kansas alone. All right. Then you can probably beat Kansas State. Depending on what year you see West Virginia, you could probably get them in a loss. So that's 3 wins right there. You know what I'm saying? It's listen. If you add the pageantry, you see I said that word. You see I said that word, pageantry. I'm learning my SWAC vernacular, okay? If you get the pageantry into the Power 5, you get it into Big 12, yo, you're going to steal students. You're going to steal players. When people see how Black people get down and how much fun they have at the band with the teams, you're going to get more participants, you're going to get more love. You're going to get more views. I'm telling you. Listen, why do people always want to steal black people's stuff? Because we make it cool. Okay? So once they see black people doing what they doing, they gonna be like, yo, I want to be over there. They're having fun. Then we just gotta win. We just gotta win. All right, let me get to this caller. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
You, Scotty, what's good? It's Kobe, bro.
What's up? Talk to me. Oh, CFL. What's up, CFL? Go ahead.
Yeah, what's good with you?
I'm chilling.
Listen, if this was the Sun Belt, I'd be all for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be all for it. But the Big 12, I can't do it because number one, we got to remember the Big 12 does not play defense. It's I'm gonna outscore you kind of conference.
That's true.
So unless you're putting up 40 or 50, I don't think that move is the right move. Texas Tech is gonna put points up. Baylor ain't no slouch.
But
anybody who watch Iowa State knows Iowa State ain't no pushover. I'm an Oregon fan. They whoop their ass.
Okay, hold on. Let me say this though. Let me say this though. That actually plays into Jackson State, FAM, and Gramblin's, because if you go into the SEC, you're going to get bruised. You go into one of these hard level, it's going to be exciting. Like it's going to be a show. It's going to be a circus. So you go in there and it's just like, yo, it's a straight shootout. Who doesn't want to see the ball flying all over the field? That I think a lot of JSU fans or a lot of HBCU fans would rather see their team lose 50-41 than 37 to 10. You get what I'm saying? Like you want you're like, yo, we were in it. One stop, one this, one that. You can, you know. So I like it for that.
Yeah, I get it, but do we have faith in the other three schools? I'm not even FAMU. Do we have faith in Grambling and Southern to put that much points up to match at Texas Tech?
No. No. But think about it like this though, CFL. Let's break it down like this. Now you're saying Grambling and Southern, now they're in a different mix of recruiting now, because now they can say, hey, we're on we're on ESPN. We're on you're not getting you're not getting all the crumbs anymore. Now you're getting top talent and mixing it up with good coaching. You can do damage. You know what I'm saying? So now instead of people like, what's the SWAC? Where's that at? Now people are like, yo, you in the Big 12? Oh, you got a chance to play for this. Oh, you got a chance. You on national. Oh, okay. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think you'll be a little bit. It won't be as hard to get talent like it usually is. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that, especially for prom. Especially for prom, if you can get these 4 stars now, imagine what you can do with the right exposure.
Oh man, that'd be stupid. It wouldn't be fair. It would be fair. It wouldn't be fair with the SWAC, but it would be fair with the Big 12, because now he's going up against schools that can match him in recruiting based off a program, not really by the head coach. See, in the SWAC, his status as a coach allows him to out recruit. It's more his status is bigger than the team's status. You get what I'm saying? So people who didn't want to go to the SWAC because of the status of the SWAC is now going to JSU because of Deion. You take that same status to the Big 12, his leverage is lost because now he's dealing with big programs, but he's still getting top talent. Why? Because now he can say, yo, we in the Big 12, baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna be on ESPN.
Right.
You gonna be. So it's a bit. You can have it both ways. You can definitely have it both ways. Man, listen, I would love to see it. I would really, really, really pay to see this. I really would.
It'd be very exciting. And like you said earlier, Kansas is an automatic win. That's a giveaway.
Everybody, go ahead and put a one on your go ahead and put a one on your schedule if you got Kansas lined up. It's just what it is.
Right. But how many giveaways do they have?
Not many.
How many? If they do make the move, should we get used to them losing badly for like two years until they catch up? Like, what we doing with it?
If I'm being honest though, in the way Deion moves, if I'm being 100% real, I think he would negotiate a percentage of sales that the schools, because remember, if I'm Deion, I'm coming to it like, y'all need us. That's one. We're bringing a fan base. We're bringing excitement. We're bringing a buzz. You know what I'm saying? And then on two of that, I really think Deion would say, look, give us a percentage of what every school makes so we can kind of creep up to the facilities. You get what I'm saying? Because Baylor, you see what I'm saying? Baylor, Texas Tech, but they not losing money. They got boosters, alumni. So what Deion would probably go in and say is like, look, give us a portion. Like if you're giving, let's say they make 10 million in that season. Well, give us the HBCU schools more cut. We need it. We're trying to catch up to the facilities. We're bringing the fan base. We're bringing a buzz. So it's not like we come in empty handed. Just give us some money so we can catch up, and then we can see it go from there. Listen, and the way he's negotiating and the way he's going to market himself with his school. Come on, man, you can't beat that. I really feel you couldn't beat that.
Of course. No, I agree with you on that.
Yeah. So,
is it?
Go ahead.
Do we think this is like a serious thing?
I would like the conversation to be had, if I'm being honest. You know, a lot of like I said, and I see a lot of comments say keep the SWAC, right? My mom used to always say, if you keep doing the same thing, you're gonna keep getting the same result. You know what I'm saying? So at some point in time, you gotta switch it up. And like I said, these things are mutually exclusive. I can support everything Deion does, you know, marketing wise, promotion wise, building buzz and everything. And I cannot like maybe some of the way he goes about doing what he does. But at the end of the day, Deion having a conversation with the Big 12, one, does not hurt anybody. And one, if he sets it up right, it could be monumental. It could really be monumental. Now, who does the SWAC go and get to replace them? I don't know. Maybe they probably go get Miles. They can probably go get Tuskegee. You know, they can get some schools to fill in the SWAC. It's not that big a deal. But you have to put yourself on another level. Things have to grow, and moving to the Big 12, I like it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like it. I don't. Go ahead.
Change is a good thing. Yeah. Like imagine if a JSU or a FAMU was to win the Big 12.
Come on.
And now they get a bid to what? The Sugar Bowl?
Yes.
Is that what the Big 12 gets? Now you see them in the Sugar Bowl. Now we got the HBCU bands on national TV in front of millions of people. It's a good thing.
Come on.
That would be a good thing.
Come on, CF. Man, listen. Or are you killing it right now, my guy?
You feel me? Like, would enrollment not go up like that? Would the schools not benefit from stuff like this? I get wanting to keep the SWAC, but I just feel like if you can branch out and do better than you should at least aim for it. You know, we should embrace this. I feel like SWAC fans should embrace this kind of thing.
I do too. Hey man, I'm gonna have to let you go, man. There's a lot of people on. They trying to get in. Hey, we appreciate the call, CFL. Hey, make sure y'all go tune in to my man CFL. If you want all the upcoming videos about Jackson State, the FCS, I made him change his name. It used to be the collegiate long name, but now it's just CFL podcast. I love it. Love the name. Make sure you go tune in. He's a great dude, has great content, and he probably one of the hardest working mans on YouTube for real. Next to Cut too. Yeah, Cut be working too. But you know, I'm just talking about with consistency. Let me see. Let me get to these callers. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man? Dwayne, Florida. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Talk to me. I saw you. That's why I picked you.
Hey, man, we can't do, what the Texas and Texas Tech do, and maybe they've already done the studies or whatever. But I think you got to do some deep study and deep diving. This may be good. I don't know, but for you to take the top teams in the SWAC as far as attendance and move them out, I mean, it'll be easy for the teams to merge with the SWAC, the remaining SWAC teams to merge with the MEAC. But I mean, I just think it dilutes our product, and it kind of takes away from who we are and what we kind of do. But I'm not against it. I just need to see more study behind it.
Study like what per se?
Yeah. So when I'm saying study, I mean feasibility studies, right? What's the real behind it? How could it benefit us? Because those people drop 12 million, you know, in a flash and don't think about it. When that, we'll raise $1 million in 5 years, and I don't see the benefit for them to give to us when their pot already big compared to ours. Those teams who are remaining, their pots are still bigger than ours.
Okay. And I think you're making my point though, right? Because it's all about how to me, it's all about how you negotiate the entrance, right? If you come in asking for a percentage of the pot, like legit, like, yo, we need, because you know what you're lacking. And we all know SWAC schools are lacking facilities. So to me, it's like, okay, what do they make consistently? First of all, how much are they losing from Texas and Oklahoma? You got to figure that out too, because Texas and Oklahoma, they bring in enough revenue for everything. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then you have to realize, okay, without them, what does it look like? What is the funding going to look like? And then once you figure that out, the SWAC schools have to get more of that. They have to get majority of that money. You know what I'm saying? And I would do it for like maybe 5 or 6 years. Like, hey, for the next 6 years or the next 10 years, we get 70% of, let's say they making 30 million. Well, the 4 schools get 70% of that, and the rest of the schools split it because y'all don't need it as much as we do. You see what I'm saying? Like, there has to be a way that you negotiate this thing to that it works in a way for the HBCU schools.
Right. And I know the other day you had BJ on, and he was Deion was talking at the press conference, talking about BT and another black on TV network.
Yeah.
And Deion just kind of came up with it off the top of his head, but BJ was like, "Hey man, that's not bringing extra eyeballs, So what would be the point for them to advertise there? We just talking to the same people we've been talking to." And once again, I'm not saying that this can't happen, but it's just like when FAMU decided to move to the SWAC, we've done 3 feasibility studies. We didn't just come up out the crack of our behinds and say, let's move. No, we did the research and saw if it was feasible for us to do it. And that's something that I think would have to happen on a real scale, not something that we come up with, and I'm not against Deion. I like what he does, and because I really do think he's not just for Jackson State, but he's trying to uplift HBCUs. So I'm down with that, but I just don't, from my perspective, I don't like just kind of coming off the seat of your pants and saying this kind of stuff. But once again, somebody got to put it out there to see.
Hey, closed mouths don't get fed. Hey, appreciate the call, my guy.
Hey,
sorry, my bad. It's a lot of people on hold. That's on me.
Somebody got to put it out.
Hey, caller, you live. Turn your background down for me.
Hey, what's hopping with your OFFScript?
What's good, Smash? Talk to me.
Hey man, I'm looking at this scenario, bro. When I first seen it, I was like, "Oh hell no!" But as I'm a reasonable guy. As I look at it, bro, and I hate to say this because I'm so much of a SWAC fan, and I'm not like stuck in the ways and don't want to see change. But this shit makes sense to a certain extent. Okay, so the Pac-12 need Big Total for this. They need these schools. I don't give a fuck how you say they need schools to replace the schools that left. So FAMU, no go. Because FAMU came to the SWAC simply because travel was an issue, you know what I'm saying, for the whole conference. But I do appreciate him picking FAMU because of their fan bases, biggest hell, one of the biggest. I like how you got this Southern and Grambling in there because that's a straight win for them two. They still can play the Bayou Classic. You know what I'm saying? And still
on a bigger stage
part
too.
Of this madness.
Yeah, that's dope.
It's on a biggest hell yeah, and Jackson State. Let's not talk about it. They just so happen to, let's say guys sprinkle some dust and recruit way better players than all these. Imagine what that does for Boombox. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's good. Now I would say something that would be more feasible is you got to take FAMU out and we got to put one of these Texas schools. My pitch would be PV, simply because PV got the best facilities and they right there under that Texas system. So that would be kind of dope as hell for them to kind of like, you know, recruit within the state, not that they're in a bigger school and get. This could be crazy. At first when I looked at it, I was like, hell no. Also, what this does is, I'm a bad head from a bad standpoint. we still could have like battle the. For real, you don't understand how much money in that. They still could go back and battle the other SWAC schools and not have nothing to do with football. Plus, you can give a smaller school like you said, like Miles or like one of these other schools a chance to come into the SWAC now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this may sound crazy, but it can work. It definitely can work. Not even like this Deion trying to come up here and take over, but bro, I never thought like this, like damn, the club ain't all that shit, but it's way better than what the fuck we got. You know what I'm saying? So right, I feel you, Doc.
No,
right.
and if I'm being honest, I'm super surprised that you're on a mini bandwagon of this, and it's not because Deion brought it up. It's just the fact that I know you're a SWAC pundit. Heavy. You know what I'm saying? So to me, just the thought of you saying like, I can see it, you know what I'm saying? And I love the aspect that you talk about still bringing the bands into the aspect, because now you're talking about come on, let's add it like this, Smash. Southern just played Texas Tech, right? And the band did their thing at the halftime. Now white kids are talking about, yo, that band's crazy. So when Southern does a battle of a band with another school, they're gonna go want to see it. They're gonna want to see it on YouTube. Come on, man.
And now we don't have to play those outrageously big ass schools like Georgia. And even though we playing LSU next year, our conference is now money games. It's crazy. I'm really low key mad at myself that I'm agreeing with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like the SWAC side of me is kicking and saying, "Oh no, Justin, hell no." Nah. But now I'm looking at this. Let's talk about like if we get real greasy with it. Like if we create like a 5-year contract to whereas like let's say for instance if other SWAC schools could take a turn in this fucking conference, like all whatever school dominating the SWAC can now get a bid at taking one of the other schools' spot.
Wow.
Just to help out the HBCU.
That would be some fire.
Dope exactly.
So the worst team, now you're playing for something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's dope.
You playing for a spot within with the big boys who just bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? I can see Alcorn coming up in there and wrecking shop and holding their ground. You know what I'm saying? That's fire, fool. I like it, Script. I ain't take your time. I'm liking it, Doc.
Hey, appreciate the call, Smash.
No problem at all, Doc.
I remember. Oh man, this is getting good. I am surprised. This is really getting good. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Man, let me tell you, if they go to the Big 12, they still bringing the HBCU flavor.
Yeah, what's your name? Where you calling from?
They don't even have to. I'm calling from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
All right, talk to me.
Yo, even if they go to the Big 12, they still want to be an HBCU. They bring in the history of the HBCU and they bring in the swag of the HBCU. First of all, I heard you say about if they ask for a certain percentage, they wouldn't even have to really ask for a percentage. Just take the normal standard cut, and it's going to boost the money dramatically. It's going to boost the money so far that it's just going to help out in every way. And then third, the Big 12 should do it because Prime, he's marketable. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard my man say FAMU, Grambling got history, Southern been winning, but they need something that they can market and make more money and bring the money to the table. And Deion can pay for the travel. They traveled all around the country with a high school team. You think he can't travel if he go to the Big 12? So it would be a good move.
I agree. Listen, I think it would be an awesome move, and I'm really shocked about the callers that are calling in agreeing with me. I really can't even lie, but I appreciate the call, my guys. A lot of people who are trying to get in.
No doubt. Peace and love,
All
man.
right, man. You too. All right, man. This is getting interesting. I got a long distance number. I got to get this one.
Trying to get in.
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Turn your background down.
Well, I hate to be the one to bust your bubble. I'm gonna call off here. I've been hearing all these. Well, first of all, my name is Jeff, and I'm the one that's calling from Ramstein, Germany.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, I saw this. I saw this topic over here. I said, man, I don't care if it is 4:00 in the morning. I got a call over here. Yo, at best. First of all, why would the Big 12, under your scenario, they're giving up money to help build the HBCU schools? What's in it for those remaining Big 12 schools? Why would they do that? So under this scenario, at best, the only school right now that's ready to move up to that level is Jackson State. Mm-hmm. The rest of them, not yet. Because I'm thinking, when you talk about going to a different conference, I can't see my bowling team from Florida A&M going up to Iowa. We got to look at the rest of the sports and how is that going to play in the conference.
That's real.
To me, if Jackson State is the only viable option to go up, what I would rather see is the HBCU schools put in a 10-year plan, at the most 5 to 10-year plan, where the whole SWAC goes up to the FBS level, the whole conference. We do it. I take the whole conference up. That, matter of fact, that should be the plan right now. A 5 to 10-year plan where we move our whole conference up to the FBS level. Now, in that process, if one or maybe two get picked off by a bigger conference, so what? But we still keep that plan intact. Our whole conference moving up from the FCS level to the FBS level.
Okay. I see that, but see, I think the a lot of it I disagree, but the one part that stuck out to me that I do agree with you is the fact that you said you got to look at the other sports, and I didn't even think about that. Like the basketball, the soccer, like you gotta, because you're focused on football, because football makes the most money, you don't want your other kids to just start getting demolished, like mollywopped, because you've taken this level to the next. So I definitely, if that's one aspect of this call, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Wholeheartedly, you have to take account for all the other sports as well.
Exactly. You talking about getting mollywopped? Look at baseball, for example. HBCUs usually when it comes to the NCAA tournament, we struggle mightily in baseball, and with base and softball, those sports are getting more exposure now on ESPN. And we, the MEAC and the SWAC, don't fare too well in that sport. Just imagine that you carry that across the board to your other sports, your soccer and your basketball.
Okay, that's real. Hey, listen, I appreciate you for being up at 4 a.m. in Ramstein, Germany. You be safe out there and do what you do. Appreciate the call, my guy.
All right, my brother, keep doing what you're doing. I just want to say, just look how fast the exposure from for the HBCU has grown since Deion came in. Look at the number of shows that are popped up on YouTube and around that's dedicated to the HBCUs.
That's facts.
Imagine what this could look like in 5 years. Ooh. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Man, you ain't lying about that one. That's all I would say. He is not lying about that one. What's up, caller? You live. Talk to me.
God, hey.
Well, I thought that was you, Manny. I was like, I think that's Manny.
Hey, come on, man. You know, hey, look, though, I'm at work right now, so I gotta keep it simple, man. Look, it's where we at with it. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But this is one of those things, man, that whoever is on their SWAC circle needs to step up off of it You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I feel like my prayer's been answered. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had a prayer line for nothing. Boy, here you go. So when if they were to go into the Big 12, you got more money, more media, better marketing. Those three alone, because remember I told you when I started doing the research, Scotty, what stood out was the financial endowment of these schools. Even the top SDS schools have larger endowments, right?
Facts. Yep, facts.
Well, what comes with the Big 12 is the marketing. Now you don't have to worry about being on ESPN3, or you don't have to worry about a SWAC marquee matchup. Now you're going to be on ESPN. It's not an ESPN3 thing. It's not a in your area type of thing. That's what's going to come with the Big 12. Also, I think what we're missing, especially with the last call when he was talking about the other sports. Well, when you get on this main stage, it's going to increase enrollment. It's going to increase other athletes due to the fact this is also now a marketing and media heavy area. It's a known brand. The Big 12, whether it's lesser than the SEC, the Big 10, it's still a known brand. Now, do I feel as though they're going to take the whole, the Grambling, the Southern? No, I don't. Due to the fact, even though they're historically rich, to them they're not marketable. What makes Jackson State marketable is Deion Sanders.
Facts.
They just lost Texas and Oklahoma. That is literally the pinnacle of that conference. So what they need something that's going to keep their brand relevant, and that is Deion Sanders. And what they could bring a FAMU, but that's only because FAMU, even with their enrollment as minimal as it is, they still have one of the highest, if not the highest, financial endowments in FCS, and definitely in the SWAC. So that's the little small intricacies that you got to look into when it's appealing to a conference like this. Now, if he was to do it, yeah, man, hey, dog, you know what I'm saying? I had to go back and say I'm sorry for that hate mail I sent him. You know what I'm saying? Because when I seen this, hey, man, listen, my bad. I see what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Change is indefinite in life, man. It's going to happen. I love that move if it was to happen.
Yeah.
Well, let's see, man, because I see Deion Sanders as marketing change.
Yeah, he's killing the game. I mean, when it comes to marketing, and you're absolutely right. When you lose your two biggest power hitters, that's why the conference wants to dissolve anyway, because it's like, if we don't have Texas and Oklahoma, what do we have? So if you get Deion, if you bring the fan base, you have something to keep the Big 12 intact and make it relevant. You know what I'm saying? So I totally agree with you, Manny.
Right. See, I seen something else that said West Virginia was trying to go to the ACC if this happened, which is now what's going to happen. So West Virginia might try to bolt and go to the ACC along with Notre Dame. So then it's going to cause something where they're going to have to pull for something else. But see, and like I said, I don't think the Big 12 would then say, you know what, we got to get another SWAC school, because they're going to then start looking at certain criteria. Then they might go towards a what's that team? I hate the list. North Dakota State. My bad. There you go. North Dakota State. They might go. They might have a better chance of getting North Carolina A&T due to the fact of the winning. That's what makes them a
brand, a marquee program because of the winning. Yeah.
All right, man. So look, I gotta get back, man. So I ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying.
Nope. Hey, don't work too hard, man.
You're a superbug. You're supposed to be superbug. Hey, man. I never do, man. I leave that to everybody.
All right,
bro.
Take it easy. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this here, bro. Hey, this here, bro. Before we get to talking about Jackson State leaving the SWAC or anybody else leaving the SWAC, let's win games first.
Hold on, real quick. You're really muffled. I don't know if you're talking on the earpiece or you sound really, really low.
All right. So let me say this real quick again. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna hang up. I think that we need to win first. We understand that Deion Sanders is Jackson State. Cool. However, let's win first. And then we can talk about changing conferences or bring whoever else in the HBCU that's worth changing the conference for. And okay. I'm done. That's all I got to say.
No problem. Appreciate the call, my guy.
No problem. Appreciate the call, my guy.
Hey, you live. Talk to me.
Hello?
Yeah, you live. Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Malcolm.
Malcolm, turn your background down. Turn your background down.
Okay, let me turn it down.
Malcolm, turn your background down.
Turn
your back.
Hello?
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Malcolm. It's on you.
First of all, I don't know how one person could just enter someone's house as a guest and start to dictate things when their primary job is to coach one team. So basically you're saying that everyone who is a graduate or a student of a SWAC school or HBCU school, you're taking away our tradition, and it's sickening. Because the one question I have to ask you, Scott, and you had an incredible interview with Coach Hendrick, but who helped more, Deion, or did SWAC conference help Deion, or did he help us?
Are you asking for my opinion?
No, that's not. Yes. And the reason I say that is because the question is who owns the house and who's the guest. So who owns the house is the SWAC. And I get emotional, so things don't come out smooth. But this kind of pissed me off because if the SWAC own the house and you there to just do one job, then why are you dictating how things are run the house? Every SWAC school, and when people talk about the financial resources, that's because they're state or land grant universities. There's a great deal of racism within each state: Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. It's funny how in those states there's this thing called critical race theory going on, and people want to talk about, oh, we don't want to hear about the history of the SWAC. When Jay Ford called, when Perry called, and they mentioned the history of the SWAC, you have clowns talking about, oh, we don't care about the history, y'all old heads. But y'all don't understand that the SWAC is in the deep, well, Texas not really considered, but Alabama. So you're gonna bring in one guy to come in here and try to change everything, and he hasn't done nothing for Jackson. He's barely been with the school, been in a conference. So it's sickening that I hear new people coming in, and one minute I'm like, Scotty's brilliant. He's gonna do big things. And then you come up with this show. One minute I'm like, dang, I'm about to cry with Coach Hendricks and what you did with his former players. And next minute I wanna discipline you like my son because you up here talking about, oh, we gonna move to another conference. And it's never gonna be about the money, because if you know your history, those state universities, basically HBCUs would not be HBCUs if this happens. And do you really want that? That's my question. It's not going to be HBCU no more. They're going to change the name.
all that tradition, everything that the people who sacrificed, who wanted an education to have a school, they're going to lose it all because of one clown. So that's all I'm going to say about that. That's bullshit.
All right, Malcolm. Listen, I like, oh, well, he hung up. Yeah. I like the question though. And he hung up before I could really address it, but I do like the question. Who owns the house? Who runs the house? The owner or the guest? That's a dope bar. Like I gotta call it. I gotta call a spade a spade. That's a dope bar. Who runs the house? The owner or the guest? Deion is a guest. Should he have this much power in dictating what the conference should do? That is a legit good question. Like, let's not even play around with it. Like, it's a lot of things I don't agree with Malcolm about, but to me, that one, he hit the nail right on the head. He simply said, who owns the house? You know what I'm saying? So, or who runs the house? My thing is this. If it all depends on where you're trying to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he could make the SWAC, a money machine to where they're just constantly getting, you know what I'm saying, like funds and sponsorships and money and exposure, then, he's a very powerful tenant. Can I say that? He's a very powerful tenant. Pays his rent on time, keeps the yard clean, you don't even worry about the house. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a good Malcolm. I have to give you that, man. That's a good one. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
You don't even worry about the house.
Man, is it this damn man?
I know. Talk to me.
Is the whole thing about like this whole fantasy or whatever? It's just funny seeing. I know Jackson State. They got the big ego and all this yada yada yada. But do they realize that they got this champagne taste with that malt liquor budget? When you on the bottom half of SWAC budget, quite frankly, when you look at Prairie View, Alabama State, and Southern, Jackson State's complete athletic budget is half of what those schools are. And then you look at the comments up in there talking about we're going to wait 2 to 4 years. When we win and we're going to get all this money. Hell, Deion came and took all the damn money. You paying this man all this money and he going to get the ticket? On your largest games, he's going to get part of the ticket. Hell, he's taking all the money. So how you going to, do this, and this, compete with the fact that the SWAC, a lot of our schools don't even field all the damn sports those schools field. Jackson State only has a $6 million budget. When you go look at somebody like Iowa State, they're still on a $90 million athletic budget and you trying to compete. Man, really? You think Iowa, Kansas, all these schools are going to give you money to catch up to them? What kind of shit? What kind of stuff is that? Really? If you look on there, FAMU's budget, almost 3 times more than Jackson State. Grambling budget. Even the way Bobby Jindal has screwed them colleges in Louisiana up, they still got a bigger budget than Jackson State. The same with Southern and the rest of these damn schools. I'm like, damn, you go to Jackson, you need an alignment even thinking about going to Jackson. And that's just being real. Sitting here with this big fantasy, and all these Jackson State fans come with all this damn noise. I'm like, bro, y'all just not getting grabs. And then that right there was making me mad too. You talking about a grass field you just not getting. When other schools in the SWAC done been had that, and you sitting there bragging about stuff you just not getting, the other schools that already had. Once again, you only have a $6 million total athletic budget. Okay, you go to Prairie View, they have almost a $20 million budget. Alabama State's budget been cut like 3-4 years in a row, and it's still 2.5 times Jackson State. And the same with Southern. So can we stop all of this? God damn. We know your facilities are fucked up. We know that. But my bad, I just went on a rant. My bad, Scott.
No, you good.
Man, your interview had my eyes, I had to turn off the ceiling fan, my allergies was acting.
Yo, you got
Man,
these comments
the interview
going
was a curse,
crazy.
man. I had to turn the ceiling fan off. My allergies started acting up.
Well, you stupid. Hey, Dan, you know you good with me, my guy. Anytime you want to call in, who you are hilarious.
All right, man.
Who you stupid? Oh God. You said y'all that was funny. Hey, calling you live, talk to me. Oh God.
Okay, so I just called, bro. That's all I'm saying. Here from Memphis, Tennessee. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, dude just got the phone and was saying that, Deion bragging about what JSU just got that other HBCU schools may or may not have. But who really knows that? He first off, he put, he shined a light on it. First off, regardless if Florida and them had a turf field, practice field 10 years ago, who knows that? And it's the reason why I said before talking about switching conferences or whatever, like, let's win first. Wins equals to dollars.
That's facts.
More rear ends you put in seats, ticket sales.
No, that's real. Hey, appreciate the call, my guy. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Hello? Caller, you live.
Hey, I'm just calling because let's say Jackson State is the team. Let's say I'm talking. You can't hear me?
You listen. Turn your TV off or turn the background down and just talk to me on the phone. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's say Jackson State is the team, and then they this would be my plan for Jackson. I would win all the games on my schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Then in 2 or 3 years, I play both of those teams in North Mississippi, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
I beat those two teams. Now I got the recruiting power in the state of Mississippi. Once I do that, since I'm from Florida, the next year I move to Florida. I play Florida and Florida State. I beat them. Now I own the recruiting rights in the state of Florida. Now, the following year, I play Louisiana. I play Kansas and Louisiana. I beat them. Now I own the recruiting rights for the state of Louisiana. And with Florida, Mississippi, and Louisiana, if I control those grounds, then I'm gonna control at the football in the South.
That's real.
And if I got Louisiana, Florida, and Mississippi, I'm able to play on the field with anybody. Now, once I win those things, if I'm Deion, once I win those things, it won't be hard for me to get bowl games beside the Celebration Bowl. I'm probably going to be eligible for the New Orleans Bowl, the Independence Bowl, that kind of thing.
Agreed.
But this is the direction that he got to move in, because those are teams that's in the Big 12. That conference is going to be dissolved, But with the right plan, Jackson could be playing on that Power 5 level. But every year I would add 2 teams, but I got to win. I got to win this year. All right. If I'm on a 3-year plan, I got to win this year. All right. Then next year I'm adding those 2 Power 5 schools in the state of Mississippi. I got to beat them. Then once my brand starts to going up, then I'm building a reputation, and now my program. See, right now, the SWAC don't have no significant wins over no schools.
Facts.
You got to build those wins in order to be, considered. In order to be considered. So if I'm Jackson, That's how. If I'm Deion, this is how I'm building my castle. Could you comment on what I just said?
This is the only thing I'm gonna say is that you're making a very logical and solid plan, but the wins have to validate. If you're not winning these games, what you're saying is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, now being competitive even helps just a little bit, because if you win a couple, you're competitive in a couple, you're like, okay, that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? But winning is the key, and to me, that's where North Carolina A&T makes its mark, because it beats out of conference teams. It beats those teams that nobody thinks they're supposed to win, or nobody has them, doing well against. So if Jackson State isn't doing the winning, all this is for naught. I mean, literally, because if you can't, you're talking about, you talk about knocking off some of the biggest power players. Like, to me, I would rather see them be the South Florida, Central Florida, you know what I'm saying? Maybe play a like you said, Southern Miss, Ole Miss, like beat those teams. Like Florida State, you're not seeing them now. You're not 2, 4, 5. You're not seeing them. Your program, but go ahead.
I do see Jackson. I see what Jackson could in a couple of years play against those teams, those Power 5 schools, Ole Miss and Mississippi State, and beating them. The reason being is because Mississippi State and Ole Miss, they haven't been good to the citizens, to the black citizens of Mississippi. And I definitely think that Jackson could control the recruiting in the state of Mississippi. You can recruiting against Mississippi State and Ole Miss. Now, I definitely think he could out-recruit those. And recruiting is going to be the name of the game in order for them to move up. And I definitely think once he beat those teams and get that recognition, but I think that's the thing he got to do first. He got to control the recruiting in the state of Mississippi. He's got to beat Ole Miss and Mississippi State to control that recruiting. If not, you're going to be stuck in the same spot.
You're right. And you're going to be stuck in the same spot, pedaling in your wheels and not going nowhere, thinking you're doing something, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but appreciate the call, my guy. I got a lot of people on hold, but appreciate the call.
All right.
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Your host, Scotty, man. This is Jonathan from Charleston, man.
Talk to me.
Yo, I got to say, I fucks with, I fucks with everything that you usually do, but I can't ride with this. Think about it this way.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN already said that they're not renewing the Big 12 contract. So Jackson State already has eight games on ESPN this year. FAMU's already got 6. And basically, with all the numbers they're throwing out there, they saying that after OU and Texas leave, the Big 12 is only making $9 million per school in the TV deal. The SWAC, based off of how good this season goes, can probably automatically get that in a TV deal with ESPN with the 12 schools in the SWAC. And if you take them 4 flagship programs out the SWAC, the only SWAC team that has any name recognition left is Alcorn. So basically, the same crying that the other 8 schools in the Big 12 are doing right now, because they're going from $37 million a game to $9 million a game. I mean, $37 million a year to $9 million a year is basically going to happen to the rest of the SWAC. You basically are going to kill HBCU football by taking its strongest brands out and letting them run for the hills. So yeah, those 4 programs might get some love, but how many programs are we killing? We just seen that video that Coach Prime posted to try to get Mississippi Valley a better training facility. They definitely ain't finna get that if you take Jackson State and Southern out of the SWAC and Grambling out of the SWAC. The best thing for the SWAC to do is to continue to do what they're doing now, build that brand, and you got 5 or 6 programs: Alabama A&M, Jackson State, Grambling, Southern, and Alcorn, who are guaranteed that with another 4 or 5 years of good gameplay, they should go up to FBS and just elevate the SWAC to be a FBS program in the first place. So I don't see the benefits of it doesn't benefit the Big 12, and overall in the long run, I think it will hurt black college football as it is. Because say they the MEAC got 6 teams left?
Yeah.
The SWAC could eat the rest of the MEAC up and just become a black college super conference.
Okay. So I'm a kind of. I usually don't like when people ramble for a long time because I miss some points and I try to dive in, but I like where you was going with stuff, so I'll let you go. First thing, if the 4 teams decided to go back to the Big 12, I promise you ESPN will renew their contract. That's not even a guarantee. Second of all, that's a guarantee. Second of all, the only reason there are ESPN games is because of Deion. Let's make that very clear. So if the Big 12 only took Jackson State, it would be okay because that's what's bringing the notoriety to the SWAC. Let's not play like, and I know a lot of people on here are going to get mad at me. Your brands were not bringing ESPN to the table. So if you're a Grambling fan, your brand didn't bring ESPN to the table. If you're Southern, your brand did not bring ESPN to the table. If you're FAMU, LeBron maybe would have brought people to you because it's LeBron. But at the end of the day, Jackson State brought ESPN to the SWAC and to the level of where it is now. So let's call a spade a spade. That's what it is. So if he dipped by himself,
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? If he dipped by himself, then you're like, all right, well, we can see why. You know what I'm saying? So if the other teams leave, if they took these 4 teams, you will be back to where you always been, the SWAC. Now, what hurts is the pageantry. You're losing the Bayou Classic. You're losing those games. Now, I would agree. You're losing the Florida Classic. You're losing all that type of stuff, which I understand that hurts the bottom line for the SWAC because they make most of the money during the classics. But you're going back to where you were, to just beating up on each other, whoop-de-doo, whatever. Now, your last point of the SWAC as a whole moving up to FBS, that's a non-factor. And the reason that's a non-factor is because you guys don't beat enough teams out of conference to make your conference respectable. You know what I'm saying? That's why Texas and Oklahoma are going to the SEC, because they know all I got to do is play SEC teams and we're respectable. We beat an SEC team, we're the real deal. You know what I'm saying? So it's the thing with the SWAC. The SWAC, beating a team in the SWAC does not make you relevant. It does not build your brand. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it doesn't matter if you take the whole SWAC and move it up to the FBS. What does that do? It doesn't do anything for you guys, because at the end of the day, you're still gonna have to play out of conference to make your conference relevant.
Right, but hear me out. Okay, this is what I'm saying. We do understand that the only reason ESPN is even interested in the SWAC is because Deion Sanders came into it, and then of course FAMU came into it.
Yeah.
However, using that platform now, like you said, if Alabama A&M actually is everything that they say they are, and they actually are competing with Jackson State with the high-ass recruiting class that Deion Sanders, that Coach Prime is bringing in, now that automatically elevates the Alabama A&M program. Because like you said,
it doesn't.
Jackson State is the reason why ESPN's coming to look.
It doesn't, though.
Hold on.
It doesn't. The reason why, because Jackson State hasn't beat anybody outside the conference. Now, if Jackson State went, let's say they beat a ULM or they beat a Southern Miss or whatever, and then Alabama A&M comes back and beat Jackson State, then you can look at Alabama A&M like, oh, okay. But if Jackson State never wins anything outside the conference, it's just going to be the same old SWAC. But then go ahead. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, but how do we get there if by the time Coach Prime's players actually matriculate and grow, they're already moved to the Big 12? That's what I'm saying. We can't say, well, the SWAC is doing everything that they've normally done, and then Coach Prime is coming in and doing exactly the opposite of that. And then we're saying, well, we're not even going to give it a chance to see doing something different if we're going to get a different result. Because at the end of the day, like you said, black folks make things cool. We push culture. What we've been doing is giving our culture away for free. And if we do the same thing we normally do, which is some cats get a little bit of bread, and guess what they do? They hop up out the hood, and then they don't come back.
That's real.
Guess what we talking about? Guess what we're asking these 4 teams to do? Get up out the hood, bro. Go over there to these white schools, go get some of that bread. But how does that bread actually translate back to the rest of the SWAC? Because at the end of the day, we got to remember, Miami, the U, didn't become U until they started actually going into Dade County and getting them black players.
That's facts.
And if you watch the 30 for 30, the 30 for 30 says that until Miami won the national title, their enrollment went up 2,000% after they won the national title. So what we're saying is, if you allow Coach Prime to continue to do what he does, guess what that's going to force the rest of these SWAC schools to do? Now, you know what? Now I got to go get this LSU transfer. Now I got to go, instead of getting 1 or 2 transfers a year, I got to go get 5 or 6 transfers a year. Old girl, the 5-star tennis player from West Virginia who transferred to West Virginia is going now to Norfolk State. She said the HBCUs didn't even call her. Didn't even give her a chance. So what Deion Sanders is doing is forcing these SWAC schools to actually look at themselves and say, you know what? Maybe we don't recruit as well because we don't believe that we can get these players. You make it cool to actually go to an HBCU. Now these players are actually saying, damn, I want to go ahead and play for this coach because I want to go play for Fred McNair because he's a good-ass coach. Because I do agree. The SWAC got some good-ass coaches. Unfortunately, the talent level is less than your Power 5. So now if you add shit, like you said, you add the pageantry of HBCUs, the culture of HBCUs, the coaching that we have here, and then now you got TV exposure, it ain't going to take nothing but 3 or 4 years before the SWAC becomes something great. Because when you watch it on TV, you're going to be like, damn, I like that. Because I ain't never seen that before. That's cold. I'm going to go there. Like my brother graduated from FAMU, and I hate to say it, I'm from Chicago. I live in Charleston now, and before this year, I ain't watched no SWAC. I ain't watched nothing SWAC. Now, every time I turn on, I go to OFFScript. Let me see who we got on today. Let me learn about the SWAC. I got my homegirl now who's going to the Tennessee State, Jackson State game, who actually bought her tickets for her birthday. And she ain't never been to an HBCU game before.
That's facts.
That's her birthday present. So this is the effect that Deion Sanders being at Jackson State has. And if we continue to ride this shit out, I guarantee you, SWAC football will be elevated because now you bring in a bunch of eyes and a bunch of folks from around the country who ain't never had one thought about actually watching the SWAC or SWAC football. But you know what I'm saying? I'm running on. Scotty, I love what you do, bro. Man, hey, I listen to you every day. I go online, I go on YouTube, and I holler and let me see if Scotty posting something new. So I appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Black First guy, so I love it. So keep doing what you're doing, bro.
I appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate the call. And listen, before I let you go, that's a bar you said. I like you listen, you was going for a minute, but I really wanted to give you credit for this bar you dropped. And you said, why not ride it out with us? You know what I'm saying? Instead of leaving the hood, let it ride out with us. Build our brand how we want to build it the right way. Go out there, like you said, go get some wins and stuff like that. I love that. I listen. A lot of people have said some stuff on this channel, but I can rock with that. Build the brand and don't leave the hood. I like that. That's dope. Appreciate the call, my guy.
For sure, bro.
All right, man. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, how you doing, Scotty?
No, I'm doing well. Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Baton Rouge, man. It's Chris.
Talk to me.
Hey, this is my thing, bro. Now, what Deion doing, I see the vision, but the only thing I see is him getting it, probably maybe moving it up to ESPN. But what the folks got to realize, like the guy was saying earlier about winning in Florida and Louisiana and all that, but what they going to do when a bigger school with money want to come buy Deion out to come coach? Because I don't even see him being there that long, especially after his kids go. That's my thing.
No, I agree. I mean, I don't think if I take this back to the very, very first video I did about Deion Sanders, I said, as long as he leaves the program better than what he left it, you can't get mad at what Deion does. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody's looking for it. Let's call a spade a spade. When you go take a job, you're always looking for the next thing. That's just life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get into a job. When am I going to become the supervisor? When am I going to become the manager? When am I going, you know what I'm saying? So you're always looking for the next stepping stone. And if this is not his end game, his end all be all, then at the end of the day, you gotta move forward. You know what I'm saying? And him moving forward, it is probably without JSU. And if you add Deion's brand to a Power 5, like if you were to add Deion's brand to a Florida State, oh my God. Oh my God, like I couldn't even imagine.
Right, man. I appreciate everything Deion doing as a Southern fan.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like the dude said, I think we can make the SWAC bigger and stronger. You know what I'm saying? I think we can build from within the inside instead of stepping out the box. Because I don't know, I just don't see it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And from the looks of it, it seems like the SWAC is the attention on us right now.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we still can do bigger things than just moving out, but then stepping out of bounds can be a good thing too.
That's facts. That's facts. Hey, I appreciate the call, my guy.
All right, Scott. Appreciate what you're doing too, bro.
Hey, anytime, my guy. You welcome anytime to call back.
All right.
Hey, they rang for you. Here you come. They rang for you. Here you come. Talk to us, Mr. BJ.
Hey man, I'm up in this thing, man. What's going on, man?
What's good, Mr. BJ? Talk to us.
Man, you gotta catch me up, man. I'd be like, man, I'm literally just leaving the office. I'd be like getting my zone, like my phone ring, like, hey man, OFFScript. Like, oh man, I'm like, what Scotty did that, man? Scotty just set something on fire.
Oh man, so look, Deion did a post and it said he did a Twitter. It said Big 12 conference. I would love to have a conversation with you. And he said at Go SJSU Tigers, and the 4 teams that the college football, whatever this dude put up, he had JSU, FAMU, Grambling, and Southern going to the Big 12.
Oh, that's ambitious. It's ambitious. It creates some conversation. Will something like that happen? No. And this is why I tell you why. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but it's a multi-year process to get to that point. Let's say that Big 12 were to expand. The teams that the Big 10 would expand with would probably be Houston, Memphis, somewhere around someone probably at that caliber. I want you to look up those schools, their athletic budget compared to the schools that you just named from the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And then also do some inventory on the facilities. It's night and day. We're talking about, the AAC, which calls themselves, the Power Six, where those schools are. And so I think that, it was said it creates some headlines, but in reality, it would take years for something like that to happen. But I do think that, some of our schools have the right idea on how to make that happen. I think that one of the things, and it's unique that I'm talking to you about this, but you're a guy, you jumped on that Jackson State bandwagon, not saying that in a negative way, but that's what you have to happen. I remember working at the University of North Alabama some years ago, and one of the things that we did is that we sat down with the staff at the University of Alabama. All right, we sat down with the athletic director, sat down with some people on the football support staff, and one of the things that they said was how Nick Saban not only grew the football program, but grew the school. We're talking about a school that went from like 18,000 students to now almost 40,000 students. And they use football to be able to do that, right? And 80%, about 80% or more of Alabama season ticket holders have never set foot on the campus to take a class at the University of Alabama.
Wow.
They're what you call sidewalk. They're what you call sidewalk alumni. All right, and that's what you have in these big Power 5 schools. Most of those season ticket holders have never gone to Texas. They've never gone to Texas A&M, but they grew up and they were a fan of that school. And that's something that we have to learn at the HBCU level. We want to be so inclusive. He's not a grad. He ain't from the SWAC. He ain't from this. No, you need everybody's money because all of it's green and all of it's spin. So that was something that they did. And it's a multifaceted issue, right? Yeah. For a long time at the HBCU level, we've had presidents that wanted to be the man or the woman on their campus. They wanted to let you know that the football coach was not bigger than them, the basketball coach was not bigger than them, band director is not bigger than them. You ask anyone who's the head coach at Alabama, they'll say Nick Saban. I asked them who's the president of the University of Alabama, they don't know. And you know what? The president is perfectly fine with that. Greg Byrne is perfectly fine that he's the athletic director and you don't know him, but you know Nick Saban. And I think that that's the mentality that these Power 5 schools have that we have not had on the HBCU level, is that I'm okay with the football coach being the most powerful man in the state and everyone knowing him and not me. Because what you have to realize is that football is a 3-hour commercial, all right? Free commercial, by the way, of your school, when it takes your school thousands of dollars to have a regular, 30-second, spot, as far as like, attracting students. I could do this for 3.5 hours with football. And I think we're finally coming around to that, but it's going to be years till we get to that point where we can make a jump to a conference like a Big 12, a Power 5 conference.
Man, that you listen.
Hello?
Yeah, no. I'm here.
Okay.
I like to let you go. I just like to let you talk, and because you just drop so many gems and bars. I don't got enough sound effects to do. You know what I'm saying? It'll start messing up the whole conversation. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you, if you were the SWAC commissioner, right? What will be, and you got Deion in your back pocket? He's on the squad. What is your first initiative to build revenue and the brand of the SWAC?
I think it's what the commissioner's doing right now. He talked about in the spring that, hey, we're going to go get what we're worth on this TV deal. So he's talking games, flex this spring where the SWAC was able to move up. You saw the deal with the Celebration Bowl, getting that a multi-year, not a 1-year extension, but a multi-year extension there, getting places Cricket Wireless and some other things, but really just keep pushing there.
Yeah.
We're not settling with ESPN, and that's something that's big. We're not settling with ESPN, just saying, hey, we're just going to be ESPN, and that's it. Shopping that product out to Fox Sports and some other people. And it also starts not only from the commissioner, but also from an individual school level as well. There's some things that we can do to kind of grow that brand as well, as far as how many times have you said, hey, I want to watch a SWAC game, and let me go to the school's website, and you go, and, that's not up to par. And the commissioner talk about investing in ourselves, taking the money that we made surplus and investing that into the SWAC network, using that money, to do that. So I think, doing those things is what helped broadens the league. And I think Deion Sanders has done a good job of that because of his name.
Yeah.
He's Deion Sanders. We on ESPN talking about the SWAC Media Day a week ago because of Deion Sanders and the blow up that happened there. So I think that, it's happening. People wanted to be instant. This ain't instant rice. It ain't checkers, man. It's chess.
Uh-huh.
So you can't just make one good move. It's multiple good moves that you have to keep making. You have to make those over the course of time. 10 years ago, Memphis was in Conference USA. All right. 10 years ago, Louisville was in Conference USA. Look where they are now. So like I say, it takes time for you to get to that point. And I think a lot of people get frustrated because they think it's just supposed to happen overnight. And it didn't happen that way.
No, that's a bar. Hey, Mr. BJ, I appreciate you for calling in and dropping knowledge as you always do. You're always welcome to call in and give your 2 cents.
Hey, man, I'm a fan of what you do, man. Keep it coming, man. Keep the takes hot, man, and keep people on the edge of their seats, man. Like, I'm a fan of what you do. And I'm glad that you're here doing it, man. So, man, keep it going.
Hey, real quick, make sure, and appreciate that, Mr. BJ. Make sure if y'all on Twitter, y'all follow my man Inside HBCU Football. He does a talk, Tuesday talk on Twitter. They have like a kind of like a clubhouse type of thing. It's dope. When I tell you it's dope, he has great speakers. Me, of course, I'm one of those speakers sometimes. Stephen Gaither comes through. He has coaches come through, former players, friends, people from different schools. Everybody's in there. Make sure y'all get it and y'all tune in. It's on Twitter. He does it on Tuesday. What time you usually start it up, Mr. B?
Man, we do it at 9 Central, so 9 Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Doing it again on Tuesday, man. Like you said, man, had a couple coaches come through. A couple players. Shout out to Cody Carter from Norfolk State. And it's just, man, just really, man, just sitting down, just really talking ball. Not really a lot of trash talk, but man, just really talking ball. You know, the ins and outs of it, man. Had some parents to chime in who kids want to be recruited. I even had a kid to come in that wants to be recruited, and we had coaches right there to tell them what they need to do and what they're looking for. So it's good, it's informative. So I'll be doing it every Tuesday, 9 Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, man. Tune in.
Yeah, it's legit. Like I said, don't go in there looking that you gonna hear. It's not that kind of group. It's really a mature adult conversation. Everybody gonna crack jokes, of course, that's what it is. But they really there to teach, guide, talk real football strategy and everything like that. It's a dope group. I'm telling you, even if you just being able to listen, it's a really dope group. Make sure y'all go support that. Hey, appreciate you, Mr. BJ.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right, peace. Hey, I'm gonna take these last 3 callers. All right. So I'm gonna tell your names. I'm gonna tell your last 4 digits: 9651, 8182, and 4802. You guys are my last 3 callers for the night. All right. Let's get it popping. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man? This is DJ from North Carolina.
Talk to me, DJ.
Hey, man, I don't know why I'm on, bro. You don't have like 6 callers say everything I was gonna say. But look, I'm seeing people talking about the SWAC the way it is, but think about this. Don't you think the alumni of the Big East said the same thing when Syracuse and Louisville left and went to the ACC?
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure they said the same thing. People were mad that they left. People were mad that UConn left. Now they're back over there, but they were mad. And we know that, and we know that reason for it because it was about money.
Yep.
Texas and Oklahoma is leaving and going to the SEC because of money and recruiting. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
I would be upset to see the SWAC, go down. If Jackson State goes up or Grambling goes with them or FAMU goes with them. But at the end of the day, you got to think about it, bro. There's no HBCUs on an FBS level. And that bothers me a little bit. You feel what I'm saying?
That's real.
The SWAC, like I think he had one caller call in and say from the long distance number, he said the SWAC should, make a plan and move up. Because once this happens, if the Big East, if the Big 12 can stay together, it's gonna go from the Power 5 to the Power 4.
That's facts.
So if the SWAC can fill that void, we can have a whole conference. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't have some callers pretty much say everything I was gonna say.
No, but I like how you reference the Big East though. That's a dope play. I like how you reference the Big East because that's exactly when it went down.
Yeah. Yeah, and two more things, man. That dude Malcolm, he needs to shut the hell up forever. He needs to shut up. How do you know what Deion Sanders, you don't know what his plan is right now. Even the same thing with the SWAC commissioner. You heard what Deion Sanders was talking like when he first got the job. He was trying to get those bowl games with the FBS bowl games. He was trying to get those bowl games. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't know what the SWAC commissioner is thinking. He's probably talking to Deion Sanders right now about, hey, bro, we trying to come with you. We're not just trying to stay on the FBS level. We're trying to come with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the second thing, man, bro, keep doing your thing, man. It's a lot of y'all on here. I think one caller said the same thing. Since Deion Sanders done got that job at Jackson State, I've seen a lot of HBCU pages. And Deion Sanders, he's doing a lot of great stuff at HBCU. Even Chris Paul, I read something today where he's starting a
basketball tournament. Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, he's doing the same thing. So it's not just Deion Sanders, it's Chris Paul too. So they doing their thing, and you doing your thing too, bro. Keep going, bro.
Hey, appreciate you, my guy. Anytime, you're welcome to call in.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, what's up, Coach Green? You live. Talk to me.
What's up, man?
Talk to me.
Hey, couple things, man. What Deion is always good at doing?
Marketing. Come on, man. Keeping Jackson State in the forefront.
People are jumping up all in arms. People are jumping up all in arms because what Deion posted. I bet you his AD knew he posted. I bet the president knew he posted. Because a thing people got to realize: the whole SWAC just can't move the whole conference up to FBS, because if everybody was to sit there and read the rule book, you can't move a whole conference. It got to be one team got to get invited to pull everybody up. That's the only way it can happen. One team got to get invited to FBS, and then they can actually pull the whole conference up. Because people got to start paying attention. Think about the WAC conference. You know, the WAC started football, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only FBS school that's part of the WAC is New Mexico State. They got dreams of going FBS. They already set up because they got one school that's FBS already. They play independent, but they FBS on the basketball side. So that's the only way it can happen. People got to realize it's a long game Deion is playing. And people don't see that. He's playing a very long game because he always said he want to help all the HBCUs. And one of the things you always keep on saying that people ain't really listening to. People do stuff when you build something, you leave it better than what it was.
Yep.
And that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Because look what he did for Valley. He ain't had to make that commercial for Valley.
You didn't.
He did not have to do that. He had no reason whatsoever to do it. No coach in the whole SWAC conference, from the SWAC to the MEAC, said nothing about Valley. Nobody said nothing, but Deion said it. Everything's strategic. Everything he does is strategic. So people got to stop worrying. Let's let it play out. Because one of the things he did with his team right now, people got to look at that. His team got depth at every position. That's one thing a lot of SWAC schools always lack, depth at every position. An injury happened to a certain player, it hurts the team. So everything's strategic. That's why he's doing what he's doing right now. So let's see if he's going to win. So if he wins against Louisiana Monroe, it's going to be a plus for us. FAMU wins against South Florida, it's going to be a plus for us.
Facts.
Southern beat Moseby State. That's going to be a plus for us. Grambling, I don't know where Grambling at right now because we don't know what the situation is right now. But watch the main Alabama A&M. I forgot about them. Alabama A&M. Watch the top dogs right there. Watch the top dogs right there and see what happens. And that's all I got to say, man.
Hey, appreciate the call, Coach Green. You know you're welcome anytime, my guy.
All right.
All right, last call. I think this is my guy, Serve. What's good, Serve? Talk to me.
All right, Scotty. This is a great topic, man. And the chat keep me rolling the whole time. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all so fun. Keep me rolling every show. But to be honest with you, I don't think it's gonna happen because we always been faced with the same issue, way before I was alive. All these years, and this is money. I don't think it's gonna happen just yet, but I will say I do think Deion is having serious conversation. So I try not to give my opinion on here when I call in too much, because or else I'll be sounding like Malcolm. So we don't want to do that. But
y'all need to stop coming for that guy.
What I don't think anybody mentioned is. Oh, go ahead. What you was about to say?
I said y'all need to stop coming for that guy. Well, go ahead, sir. You good?
Hey, I like Malcolm. I actually agree with a lot of stuff he said. But what I think nobody has mentioned the whole show is I think Deion is going to be serious when he talks to them, because Deion has a get out of SWAC incentive on his contract. I don't know if all y'all know that or y'all paid attention when he first got hired, but he gets a bonus if he gets them into FBS conference.
No.
So I think he's actually serious about going into the talks. I think most of the guys who called in from Jackson have the right point too. I think the best route is to beat those in-state schools, and I think they can do that over time, because Mississippi is not like stacked with colleges. It's not like Alabama or something. All the schools in Alabama, they all conference champions for the most part. It's tough to beat any of them. I think all they got to do is get over the hump with USM, and it'll help them out a lot. And then you focus on those two SEC schools.
Wow. Wow, that's a listen, that's a bomb right there. So he literally has a incentive in his contract if he gets out of the SWAC. I have a comment that said no if he wins out of the SWAC, not if he leaves the SWAC.
Well, if they go read it, it says he gets them in the FBS conference. To me, that just means get out of the SWAC. I worded it kind of crude, but that's pretty much what that is.
Oh my God, this is you didn't. That's crazy. So how are y'all reading this contract? Where is this contract at?
It's not in his contract. Is when he got hired, it listed a bunch of incentives based on what his hire was. I remember reading it. I got pretty good memory, so I'm pretty sure that's what it said.
Wow. Hey, yo, Slurv, you always welcome, my guy. That's a bar right there. I did not know that.
Yeah, this is a great topic as usual, man. I think you had an awesome show. And yeah, that's all I got to say.
Hey, appreciate you, sir. Anytime, my guy. Hey, so look, wow, 100,000 to Deion to move out the conference. Yeah, I gotta see the contract. Listen, you ain't about to 5 heartbeats me. I want to see my contract, and then Deion be like, my hours are between 8. My office hours are between 8 to 5. That's how Deion gonna do me. I'm like, Deion, I'm gonna need to see the contract, bro. My office hours are between 8 and 5. All right, but listen, real talk. So, guys, I'm about to shut this live stream down. But before I do, once again, I want to thank everybody on 9 to 5. I'm sorry, 9 to 5. Appreciate you, Coach Walker. 9 to 5. Let me see. Finally, there are bonuses in the beneficiary program. Move conferences. Should JSU go somewhere, he gets an extra 100,000 2 years added to his deal. God almighty. Let's play ball. Let's game. See better. Okay. Anyway, hey, appreciate that, John. So look, I am doing an Orange Blossom Classic 5. I got 5 tickets to give away. All right. I have 5 tickets to give away. What I'm gonna do is August. In August, I probably won't do a lot of interviews. I'm gonna cut back and I'm gonna just kind of make videos and do a couple live shows. But any live shows I do, I'm probably going to have a ticket giveaway. All right, I'm going to do a ticket giveaway. So listen, it's going to be about OFFScript. So you better get your research, do your research. All right, watch some old videos, watch some old clips, whatever you got to do. But I'm doing a 5 ticket giveaway. It could be for your friends. It could be for your family, whatever, whoever wants to do it. You can win multiple times. It doesn't matter. So I'm debating how I want to make it happen. I'm probably going to have like, a live call-in show, of course, and then you call in, you answer, like kind of like the radio station. You call in, you answer the questions, and you get the ticket, and we'll do like that. So if you guys are cool with that, that's great. If you are, you can email me at offscriptofficial@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Instagram, offscript_TV, and tell me if you got any ideas of how I should do it or what I should do and things like that. Do a raffle for the tickets. How would I do a raffle? Like explain that for me, Chris. Do a raffle. Like people got to buy a ticket, like drop clues leading up to the giveaway. Okay, cool. PB&J sandwiches for everyone, Scotty. Yeah, so just give me some clues, give me some tips. Listen, if you got some really good ideas, just hit me up in my Instagram. Anybody who knows me knows I respond to all messages within my Instagram. So yeah, you can make that happen, or you can email me if you're old school and you like to email me. Cash app you and you can do a pool. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Cash app and you can do a pool. Okay, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea, Chris. I'm gonna have to think that one over. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, raffle means only one person get a ticket each. I'm not giving 5 tickets to one person. It's one ticket giveaway. Like it's gonna be a 1 ticket giveaway every time I go live or however. So yeah, you have a chance. Yeah. So yeah. One raffle for you got 1,000 views now. One raffle for you got 1K views now. Oh, I don't get it, but okay. But yeah, so like I said, if you got any ideas, hit me up in offscript_TV. I'm about to go, man. My girl's she passed out on me, so I'm about to go and lay it on down as well, man. Listen, y'all guys be safe out there. Y'all be blessed, and you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna holla. God bless. Make sure you go check out that Coach Hendricks interview. It's awesome. It's definitely awesome. All right, peace.